has started. Chobra, Suijay, you have the call. What's this flash going to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really important because, once again, it's all about that kind of kiting guerrilla warfare type team fights that Team Noob showed us in Game 1. And again, I mean, all of their heroes are capable of doing so on the side of Team Noob. Like we discussed, the Liliana, right? Denalians and Liliana, how much of an impact is the Lilian going to have? I think that's our key point. And right now we do see 0-9 back on the teamie, so just going to be a roaming teamie, being annoying once again from beginning to end of the game. And oh god, Poseidon, all right, showing us a little bit of what Flash can do.
Yeah, Flash is so fun to play. I mean, he's so mobile. He's actually a little weak early game. If you think about it, he doesn't have as much range. He does have his super speed and the Mach Punch. And the key to Mach Punch is he launches 5 furious punches, and you have to try to dodge, especially against the last punch does double damage. And if he lands the last punch, it's going to give him a movement speed buff, allowing him to stick onto your ADC or your squishy target. And that's what Flash wants to do. He wants to get to the back line and eliminate your squishy carries. So Flash is someone you need to shut down early game.
Talented player going down to a quick little game coming in from 0-9. So that's first blood going over to Team Noob. I mean, that almost just seemed way too calculated coming out for Team Noob. And Denalians actually gets caught out trying to come for support. 07 was so low, and that was the bait. And 07 still alive, and Team Noob gets yet another kill.
Yeah, that was an interesting rotation. I don't know why Denalians was rotating up to top like that when he just saw his teammate die. And as a result, 07 with his crazy teaming play, landing the chain lance and the pooty poots, and then Ormar, this combo could work theoretically, right? You have the stun from Teamy, you have the multiple stuns from Ormar. This can be stun heaven for them, and that's probably how they were able to kill Secure Lebu. And Denalians needs to be careful. Liliana is so weak when she's not level 4. She doesn't have the mobility. She doesn't have the Fox Form to escape, and it's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and just a very clean dragon coming out from Team Noob. The 07-09 combo, we'll see how that continues to play out between that Ormar and the Teamy. And now it's all kind of back to square one, but I think we're already starting to see that movement and that mobility, right? The awareness coming out from Team Noob. Meanwhile, Team Royal, still a little reactionary. I mean, Ganja just keeping an eye out on 09, but not able to do much. And there's what you talked about, Sweet Flash.
Look at that poke damage there. And you can see talent player is being shut down. He's not able to do as much in lane. This is a 2K gold lead already, and it's still pretty early in the game. So this is something that they have to now be careful. They have to bait Poseidon, make him come in, and then counter him, because Flash cannot be targeted and when he goes in, but when he comes out, you can actually CC him and hit him so he can't get back to his in. And you can look at the arrow there. That's how you counter him. When he goes back and you lay something down, you can actually stop him from retrieving from his original super speed location.
09 gets caught out a little too far, and so we'll go down. Vex just trying to kite over the wall with that ultimate from Murad. And now that's just a reset. So now the kill score is reset to 2-2. Royal trying to fight, but Poseidon's just doing it. There's the ultimate, doesn't get a hit, but that could have been the death for Ganja if he was caught in the center of that.
Yeah, definitely. That ultimate does so much damage AoE, and also when you stay in that cyclone, the vacuum then activates at the end. It'll pull you in towards the middle and basically CC you slightly, and that's kind of Flash's win condition. So if they can avoid that, they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, there's so much, like, you know, you talked about the Flash kind of being untargetable, going into certain abilities, and we see the same with Murad. I mean, that's going to be something that Royal needs to watch out for. The timing on when they use their abilities and how they lock people down is going to be so important, because if they're a second too early or a second too late, it's all just blown, to waste, and then Team Noob can continue the fight on their own condition.
Yeah, and Murad's ultimate, Temporal Turbulence, along with Flash's ultimate, Cyclone, make them untargetable and actually immune. When Flash ults a Cyclone and a tower targets him, he doesn't take any damage while he's ulting, and that lasts 2 seconds. So it's a very tricky outplay potential here. Flash can go in and force the team to waste all their abilities on him, and he can just ult and then dodge all that CC. So they got to be very careful with how they're playing against Flash here.
Yeah, now 3-person, semi-dive coming in from Royal, but 07 still goes in. Gets some decent damage, but a step too far away from the tower. And wow, this is, I think, the first time in the 2 games that we've seen Noob, a second late in their backup. They were on their way up, and despite the mobility coming in from Teamy and the Flash, they weren't able to save their teammate. But the tower's still alive, and it should be fairly healthy. We see Teamy on the map going back up towards that top side.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what 07 is going to do on this Ormar here. He's playing a weapon Ormar, so a lot of attack speed, and if he gets enough attack speed on Omar can stun you constantly for days and ages, and that can be very irritating to play against. So I'm really curious to see how Seven's gonna be able to scale this Omar up into the mid and late game with that passive stun ability.
And now, the big difference, I think, from last game is that the pace just seems a lot slower, which hopefully works to the advantage of Team Royal if you're looking for them to try to bring this match back to Game 3. Talented players still getting cut out, but had a couple early kills, should be able to stay alive. Lady Kappa comes in. Oh, but all the burst coming in from 3 people on the side of Team Noob. We're not going to see talented players survive that gank up top. Denalian's coming in, but I don't think anyone's low enough. Just saying Poseidon cuts them off with the kite. Knows he's safe. Ganja gets caught in the middle, but we do see Akai coming in with the support. Zennial comes in all the way across the map. 09 not able to keep himself alive, and the flash just going down as well. That's a sudden turnaround, and this is kind of the opposite of what we saw in Game 1. Royal now making best of the advantages they're given.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Flash, Poseidon was focused on the Ganja, and then as a result, he didn't super speed as far as possible away from the Royal. Royal then able to get him, CC him, and secure some key kills here, making this 5-5. And as a result, you know, Team Noob is not in that huge of a lead. However, they have to deal with this Vex late game. Once Murad gets to late game, he gets 4 or 5 damage items. He can literally single out and kill a Violet because Violet is not going to build as much defense. However, we see Violet then maximizing, instead of getting War Boots like last game, Lee Kappa's opting to build Sonic Boots.
Yeah, going for a little bit of that survivability, knowing that they need to stay alive in order to put out the damage that they've acquired. So we'll see how that pays out. Meanwhile, Hakai just gets taken down under the tower. The tower goes down. 07's pretty low, but that's still 2v1. The heal comes out, and we do see Hakai jumping out. Meanwhile, 07's kind of left to die. Another fight in mid lane, and the flash jumping all the way back, kind of showcasing the power that that hero has. 09 flickers across the wall. Hakai doesn't get the knock up, but still able to chase. Should be able to get the... Oh no, the stun right from the brush, using that vision to his advantage.
Yeah, what a nice rotation by Lee Kappa there. He is able to rotate and actually get the kill onto 07 because they were winning the fight. It was a 2v1 in that top lane, and Lee Kappa then rotates. But Team Noob playing that like the smart team they are, they're rotating and trade that kill for a dragon, and now Royal is doing exactly what they need to do. They then know that since dragon was taken and the team is down there, they rotate and push top lane to get the top tower.
Yeah, Ganja cut out a little bit, should be able to get out just fine with ultimate, but yeah, there's that damage starting to really come out from Murad, just the ultimate, and already down to about a quarter of his health on Chognar for Ganja. And so we do see Noob still putting up the pressure, but Suijay, you mentioned it, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of hope coming up from Royal. They're reacting a lot better to situations they're given compared to Game 1.
Yeah, look at Kappa. He's rushed Sonic Boost, and now his third item, he rushed the Frost Cape. So he's building a lot of sustain against a very heavy weapon damage lineup from Team Noob, with Ormar getting Spear of Longinus, which allows him to shred armor and allow Mirage to do even more damage. However, Violet's gotta be careful. If Poseidon gets onto Violet, he can literally combo her, punch her to death, and then use Cyclone to then finish the job. So they gotta be... Kappa needs to be very careful. He needs to save his tactical fire roll to jump away from Flash.
Yeah, we haven't quite seen a full-on fight and how these teams react to each other. And again, specifically, the Flash is the X factor, of course. Not only because it's on the side of Team Noob, but because he's the newest hero in the game. Wow, look at that damage coming in. The second catches Lady Kappa, but not at the end. So the vacuum's not going to come through, and Team Noob's going to have to back out. But Poseidon, I mean, he risked nothing for that. No health lost, and now they're able to continue the pressure.
Yeah, they got to be careful. You can't punch up against Flash, because when he does Mach Punch, and look at that, he almost takes out Denial Aliens there. If you're standing together and you let Flash do that AoE Mach Punch damage on you, and you get hit by the last punch, it does double the damage, so they gotta be very careful.
Yeah, Lady Kappa caught across the wall, no exit there. I mean, that's 3-4 people jumping up. That's an easy kill for Team Noob, but they still weren't able to pressure that tower in the mid lane as much as they would have wanted, so they're just gonna reset a little bit, steal that buff, and try to see where they can take control of the enemy jungle. Hakai just trying to make sure that they don't run amok on the side of Team Royal. And Royal now taking their turns, kind of going back to base, replenishing and coming back. But, of course, Poseidon doesn't have any of those worries with the poke that the Flash offers.
Yeah, Royal is not that far behind. What I would love to see is when Poseidon comes in, I would love for Chognar to use his Chaos Protection, because that will be damaging the Flash, and that will interrupt his recall ability to go back to his original location for super speed. That's how you need to counter the Flash. You basically bait him to come into your backline, and then you basically lock him down. And once he's locked down, get the Malice stun on him, get the Lubu knock up. You know, there's so many things, and Denalians also has the Binding Light stun as well from Liliana, so they need to combo to be able to win these fights.
Yeah, meanwhile, another quick little dive coming in. I mean, again, both Murad and the Flash can use their abilities to jump under tower, just like we're seeing right now, get that poke down, and then jump back out. They almost got the catch on Poseidon, but he gets out just in time and will save himself. But that's what you talked about, Suichi. You got to take advantage of the small window you're given when the Flash jumps in the first time.
Yeah, exactly. You can see what Poseidon did there. He expertly used a Cyclone Ultimate, was not targeted by the tower, did not take any damage, and that's exactly how you play the Flash. Look at him. He's just dodging abilities left and right. You have to basically time it to hit him on his recall back, but you can cancel that recall super speed run back. But that's the best way to counter him. And if they can catch Poseidon now, they can turn these fights in their favor. But right now, it's looking so hard, man. He's the Flash. He's just too fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's living up to the name of the hero and what, you know, where that hero comes from. The speed really playing advantage to Team Noob. But again, I mean, this isn't the game we saw in Game 1. We're seeing Team Noob being annoying, but they're not quite seeing the fruit like they did in Game 1. So Team Royal just needs to keep their head in the game. And, you know, as they start to converge around some of these objectives, I think that's the window they got to look for with the Dragon coming up in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, the good news is Royal is not as behind as they were Game 1. It's 6-6. They're not 10k gold behind. You know, they are starting to lose that gold advantage. But Violet is trying to get some tremendous amount of damage poke here. She has pretty good defense against attack damage with Frost Cape and Sonic Boots, giving that damage reduction and armor that she needs against a Murad and against an Ormar. However, you know, they have to be careful. Wonder Woman Coco has not done much of Wonder Woman yet.
Yeah.
If Team Noob is able to combo these ultimates with Teamy stun, Wonder Woman stun, Ormar stun, that's a ton of CC to basically keep Poseidon and Murad safe. And look at the amount of easy poke that Vex is able to do there from downtown.
I mean, both, you know, again, Poseidon and Vex, I think that's where we got to keep all our eyes on it. Ganja gets cut out a little bit, has to use his ultimate to get out. Poseidon tries to jump in, gets the cycle, and Talented Player's going to get caught out and gets killed. Coco picking up that one right across the wall. And Team Noob with one kill, but can they turn that into an objective? They're trying to position. We do see Chognar going back to base, and 07 jumps in first with that front line. The lead, Kappa, just had no exit, and that means that we also have Denalians on that Liliana left to die alone against Team Noob.
Yeah, one thing you notice there, they both used their executes there in that one engage and got the kill. So Flash and Wonder Woman, they both have execute. So when they burst someone down and get someone really low, that execute's going to play a huge role to securing the kill. And that's exactly what it is. So Flash with execute actually is a very, very smart kit that Poseidon has set up there.
Yeah, again, jump in, burst, and then finish off the job. They should be able to get the high ground tower as well. So they're finally turning a win in a fight into a great advantage, taking 2 and kind of clearing out that entire mid lane on this map.
Yeah, you can see Talented Player is not being able to do much on this Lubu. This is one of his most talented heroes that he plays, and we saw him carry so hard on Wednesday. However, Team Noob has kind of figured out how to stop him with these rotations, these 2 versus 1 against Talented Player, and as a result, he's not able to push the side lane, push and split push to be able to get Royal right back in the game. And as a result, you know, Royal, they need to kite and turtle again. And unfortunately, they are 10k gold behind now. And Dark Slayer is a very important objective right now.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. Again, we saw some hope early on in the game, but Royal slowly slipping out, and Poseidon and Coco both just jumping in there, cycling. A Talented Player actually gets caught out a little bit, locked down from Coco. Should be able to get out for now. No, they see the rest of Team Noob coming in. So Coco jumps right back in with the lasso, and they're diving into the enemy team. Team Royal smartly kind of converges under their own tower and forcing Team Noob to back out. 09 gets caught. Poseidon jumping in with very little health, but I mean that's what we saw. That you know, attitude is what we saw in Game 1. And meanwhile, Vex said, all right, you know what, keep him busy, I'll go take a tower.
Wow.
And now Team Royal's mental fortitude has been broken down. They lost focus and they're losing 2 people as they go down in this game. Vex jumps right back in as well to clean up that fight, and Team Noob back on the offensive despite the rough start to that base fight.
Oh my god, Denalian just disappeared. The damage coming from this Ormar. Look at his items. Frost Case, Pure Longinus, Fenrir's Tooth, Muramasa, that armor pierce, the armor shred, and the 50% extra, the 30% damage amp when the opponent is below 50% for Fenrir's Tooth. That Omar did so much burst damage onto Denalian, it just deleted him off the map. This build from 07 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's just all aggression because the poke can come in from the other members, and so just charging in as Ormar, kind of being that aggressive frontline rather than the one that soaks up all the damage, is really working out for Team Noob. Lady Kappa might be caught out here. We do see Ormar jumping in on the map. Meanwhile, on the top side, Lady Kappa actually gets saved by Hakai, so 07's gonna have to back out. Violet's gonna have to run all the way. Don't get caught out. There's 3 people coming in. Dodges the lasso, but Poseidon says there you go. Oh, doesn't finish the kill just yet. Lady Kappa just hiding in the brush.
Yeah, if he had his ultimate, he would have finished the kill, or he could have auto-attacked the Violet, but instead he decided not to.
Oh,
And wow!
Nice catch by Poseidon.
Oh, that map jump, that mobility all over
Wow.
the map. That's insane.
Well, that should be the fight then for Team Noob. With Violet gone, the damage output coming out from Royal just isn't there. So you can see Noob afraid of nothing. I mean, Hakai just trying to drag the fight on so they can't focus the core, and is spending a lot of time, so really doing the job that the Zenio needs to do in that circumstance. Zenio now low, though, has to go replenish. We got minions coming in, and so Team Noob positioning to see what they can do. Right now, they just have 3 people in the middle. They're trying to see if they have an opportunity. If not, the side lanes are pushing, and wow, Team Noob actually gets caught out. 09 getting very low. Of course, being a bro, still up and available, and doesn't have to use it. Just keeping that low health and in the enemy's face, and Poseidon just taking some hits. Again, just dashes right back out, and they finally get another high ground tower. And this is what Team Noob wanted to do, right? If they can't force the win, they're going to slowly dry it out from under Team Royal. Oh my gosh, this is damage burst.
Is a monster on this flash, and look at Vex there. He's not targeted, and this is going to take the core down, and GG for Team Noob.